In Atlanta, I walked into a church called Big Bethel on Auburn Avenue, and there was a bishop preaching. And the bishop ended his sermon by saying, "I can hear my old ancestors on St. Simon's Island saying, 'The water brought us here and the water gonna take us home.'" I was born and raised in Glynn County, did not know what he was talking about, but I knew he was talking about my home. How could that be? How could I live in a place where there was such a historic act and I not know about it? So I became very engaged in the idea of finding out about the history of Gullah Geechee people, my people, who I am now very proud of as a proud Gullah Geechee. He was talking about Ebo's Landing. Ebo's Landing was right here on St. Simon's. You probably pass it every day and not know that it exists. But it was about some Nigerians from southeastern Nigeria who had made a decision that before they would be slaves, they would walk off into the water and drown. I then, having been influenced by this act of revolution, decided that I needed to start exploring this whole idea of what Gullah Geechees meant. So I wandered over to Retreat Plantation, which was owned by Sea Island Company, and found a cemetery there where a man by the name of Neptune Smalls was buried. I didn't know that Neptune Smalls was a hero. Confederate Army said that he was a hero because he served his master in war, who was Henry Page King, who had in fact been a spy in the Civil War. It is told that one day he was discovered, and when he was discovered, he was shot 17 times, put on a makeshift wagon, and brought back to St. Simon's to be buried in Christ Church. But who had to go get him? Mr. Neptune Small, his body servant. Well, that was the version that was told by the Confederacy. The Union forces said that the greatest spy network that the Union forces had was African people. And the story goes that it was Neptune who was the spy. He was in fact confronted by Henry Page Butler King, his master, and he shot his master 17 times, put him on a makeshift wagon, brought him back to St. Simon's, and made a decision that what he needed to do was to go back to the war. You don't have to go back, Neptune. Yes, I gotta go back. I got to go serve my other master. And he went to West Virginia and served out his time in West Virginia with his second master. That was intriguing, how we have this confusion about Gullah Geechee people and we not do our due diligence to learn the most that we can about a proud people.
I want to talk to you about the cemeteries. And I want to talk to you about spirits. You know, black folk believe in our ancestors that they leave their spirits here on earth to protect us and watch over us. We have several cemeteries here on St. Simon's. The largest one is at Village, which is on Musgrove Plantation. That's the largest one because the large plantation owners live down on this end. Now the cemeteries got controlled by First African Baptist Church. And of course they keep a lock on it because it goes into the main plantation and someone is almost always there. But they have that cemetery and it is full. Everyone that was born in this area and died in this area is buried at Village Cemetery. Now the other cemetery is Gullah, which is it's right off of Federica Road. But the few people that's there, you gotta remember that back in the day, we didn't have vaults and we didn't put the people in vaults. So you have to be careful where you're walking because there are sunken places and you might go through. But some people are in vaults and they're there. I spoke to you about the major cemeteries. but the one Strangers, which is now called Union Memorial, because the board didn't feel that that was such a friendly name, Strangers. But a lot of people are buried out there. Mr. Dent is buried out there. And he was one of the people that they gave the deed to make that Strangers Cemetery. At this particular cemetery, there are a lot of military men. You've got burials that date back to the Civil War, World War I. And of course, the veterans go out there and stake flags on these places. It's a very large piece of property, but the hurricanes that we have had, or the storms, tearing down the trees, has been very rough on us to keep it clean. We just had a big cleanup, but we couldn't get all the trees up. So the trees are still laying down. So that's what the group is in the process of doing now, the cemetery committee.
You have to know that the Gullah Geechee community is diverse as they come. We sing, we dance, we make baskets.
Probably around the 1920s and the 1930s, there were many entertainers that wanted to perform, African American entertainers, who were not allowed to be on center stage in white establishments. So they had to find a place where they could not only show their talent, but master their craft. So they would go to small houses or small performing places that were ran by African Americans, and they would come, get a good meal, and entertain. This is what we call the Chitlin Circuit. The Chitlin Circuit is so important to the African American community because this gave us a platform not only to tell our stories, but to give us economic power, where not only did we collect money, we also kept our money in our community. There were men who would wait tables in the daytime and come and run their own businesses, their own nightclubs in the evening. And this is something that the youth have to know. Yes, you can work your 9 to 5, but also save something so you can have something that you can call your own. Some of the wonderful people that were a part of the Chitlin Circuit were James Brown, Little Richard, Ray Charles, all of these great people who have influenced our lives, black and white.
People didn't worry about how their bills was going to be paid because they got a hold of money. They worked hard. They worked hard for their money. Because believe it or not, African Americans, they was in the know and in the go on St. Simon's. We wasn't always pushed to the back or pushed to the side because they knew how to work to get what they wanted. But do you know that the men used to take room service, place the tray on their heads, and ride a bicycle? Isn't that amazing? Also, the men here, they were great fishermen. What they did was they fished, and people would hire them to take them out on the river so that they could get fish to take home. They bring them back, clean the fish, pack them up, and send them home. The first bed and breakfast on St. Simon's was over by the creek. The women would come and do the breakfast, make their lunch, and send them on the river.
Education was absolutely essential coming out of slavery.
I'm at the historic Harrington School in Harrington. This school was built in 1924-25 because the people in this community wanted their children to go to school and have an education. This school, the floors, pretty much the original floors. Of course, there was a coal heater, but Isn't it gorgeous? Look at the blackboards. And the lower blackboards, younger children, the ones that's up high, older children. Same, and I don't know what this board is called, bead board or whatever. It's still some of the same stuff. It was not much new stuff placed in this building. The windows, I gotta tell you about the windows. You have to come here to enjoy the windows, because these are some of the same windows that we had when I went to school here. The windows have a wavy look. That means that they're old windows. They're not the new windows. The porches are about the same. And of course, this was a place of great joy. After school in 1968, they opened it up for a daycare center, which only lasted for 2 years. There is one picture in here that have all the children in it that was here in 1970. This building, it had a piano in it. Now, the piano that we have now was a donation from First African Baptist Church, because the other piano sort of went bad. The other thing is that the Georgia Sea Island Singers actually practice in this building. So can't you see those old people doing the stomp, the strut in this building? Can't you hear that tune? Can't you hear that noise? Wonderful. Now also, we have a Masonic and an Eastern Star Lodge that's here on St. Simon's. But before they got that lodge, guess what? This is where they came. This is where they met. So it was like a community center for a long time. This used to be a place where we might not have had much money, but we had a lot of love. We cared a lot about other people.